Entertainment. Wells Fargo Center out in Philadelphia is the site of Game 3 between the Celtics and Sixers today. Philly looking for a critical first win. They should feel pretty good about their chances. Boston has yet to win a road game this postseason. For more on the game, we say hello to Cassidy Hubbard. What's up, Cass?
Hey, Cass.
What's up, Pete?
How you doing?
Sorry about Paul.
Is that Paul again? Paul?
Always.
We'll get to the story one day where I almost ended your career, but that's for another day, okay?
All right, I
want to talk about what's happening here tonight. You know what? So much of the playoffs is about big names on the biggest stage showing up big, but the Celtics are taking the next man up to another level, specifically Terry Rozier, who only trails LeBron James for the most points assisted or scored in the fourth quarter of overtime. And I asked him before this game, how do you sum up what this journey has been like this season to now leading his team as a starter 2-0 up on the Sixers?
Living in a dream, obviously. There's been a lot of things going on this year. You know, this is my third year in the league. I played behind Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving. I was fortunate enough to, you know, to learn from them guys, on and off the court. And you know, obviously injuries happened this year, and I was blessed with the opportunity to step up and be the starting point guard for this group. And I talked to Coach right when that happened. And he said I was just as good as any of these guys, and you know, just seeing that. And I felt that already, but just, you know, hearing that from him and seeing how much he meant it, it was just great. And now I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to keep leading these guys and keep going up. That's the most important thing.
And he's also stepped up, and Jaylen Brown, as he's been dealing with that hamstring injury. A quick update. Jaylen is going to be active tonight. He's going to be on a 25-minute restriction. I asked him before when he was warming up, he looked pretty good. I said, how's that hamstring feeling? He says it's getting better, but he says it's a little sore and it's going to be uncomfortable going forward. So that's something to keep an eye on. Also something to keep an eye on is how Ben Simmons is going to bounce back in this game. As he described to me, it was the worst game at the worst possible time. And I told him what was going on, and he said, I was just thinking too much. I was thinking about all the details of the plays. It just was not playing my game. So let me ask you, Chauncey, as someone, as a championship point guard, has been in a lot of pressure situations, how do you get yourself out of your own head and just play, especially when all eyes are going to be on him to see how he responds in this game, Chauncey?
Yeah, that's a good question. And to me, you know, when you're in your own head and you're thinking about how this team is playing me, what should I do, when should I do it, you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to watch film. You got to look after the game and say, okay, that's why I couldn't get that shot, or that's how they're playing my shooter, which didn't let me go right to open up that passing angle, which is what he wants to do. So you just have to really study. You know, you got to study yourself. You got to study your teammates. You got to study the other team and how they're playing you, because this is all new to Ben Simmons. You know, he hadn't been through this before. He is a rookie, you know, yeah, by the league standards.
Right.
But you just really, you got to study. You really do. And you're hoping that you have somebody on the staff that can help you through, because you haven't been there before.
I don't think he has to overthink it. Let me tell you the one trait of great players. They have short-term memories. Mm-hmm. He should not even be talking about that game anymore. He should be focused on what he needs to do and how he's going to do it. When I've had bad games, I probably haven't had a game that bad in the playoffs, playing 30 minutes. But if I did, it'll be out of my head. I wouldn't even think about it. It'll be forgotten about, because I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do out there when I'm at my best. That's all he has to do. He needs to get that out of his head. Don't worry about it. It's over with. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what you're capable of, Ben, and go out there and do it.
Absolutely. He's 21 years old. He's a classy young man, and he wouldn't do like most young men in Philly would do. He'll go to Geno's and then go to Delilah's. But he's not going to do that. He's going to go watch film.
That's fun.
And pick up his activity. I think that's going to be the key for Ben Simmons. When you're such an athlete the way he is and you can't shoot, ultimately you got to get steals. You got to get deflections. You got to get long rebounds. You got to find ways to get yourself going downhill, get yourself into the paint. And all of a sudden, you see a layup go in, you get a dunk go in, you drop off to Joel or whoever for a dunk. You start feeling more confident and enthusiastic about your game.
But the thing is, too, with him, the beauty of his game is it doesn't have to be the scoring. He can have an impact. I mean, we saw Rondo score like 6 points yesterday, 21 assists, 10 rebounds. He's capable of having big assists, big rebound games, and having an impact on the game, Ben Simmons.